Welcome, everyone, to the NoDQ.com live recap of Friday Night SmackDown for August 15th, 2025. We were coming to our television screens from Boston, Massachusetts, the site of WrestleMania 14. That city hosted SmackDown this week. Let's get to the show. We have Clash in Paris coming up in just a few weeks. We opened with the MFTs. Solo Sikoa cut a promo. He said that they run SmackDown, and they said it's too bad if you don't like it. Solo bragged about them stopping Sami Zayn, stopping Jimmy Uso, and stomping Jacob Fatu's ass out. Sami Zayn came out there, even though he's from Monday Night Raw, said he wanted to talk one-on-one with Solo. Solo got the MFTs out of the ring. Zayn said that he was furious about the MFTs interfering in his match on Raw, but he also feels liberated. He said that now he can set out to do other things, and besides being a world champion, one thing he hasn't done, he's never been the U.S. champion. And Solo responded by saying that Sami Zayn has never held a world title, and he will never hold the U.S. title because he's on Monday Night Raw. However, Sami Zayn revealed that he is officially a member of the SmackDown brand. He said he's coming for Solo Sikoa. We had a fight breakout. The MFTs jumped Zayn. Jimmy Uso came out there, but he was still outnumbered. And then Jacob Fatu ran out there, and Nick Aldis, the general manager, showed up and confirmed that the main event of the show will be a 6-man tag team match. Segment was all right, but I do question what is happening with this brand split. Are they doing a draft at some point? Sami Zayn is now on SmackDown. Is Raw getting somebody? Is LA Knight officially part of Monday Night Raw? I'm a bit confused about it. Sami Zayn now, I guess he's going to be focusing on the U.S. title, which is interesting to me because they were really playing up the idea of Zayn going for the world title, and I don't think he's winning the WWE title. I think he's more likely to win the world title, but the world title is on Monday Night Raw. Now, of course, if we do this draft or whatever for this year, they could always switch the champions, and the World Heavyweight Champion could be on SmackDown. It's totally possible. We'll see what happens. Backstage, we had a little pre-match promo from the Secret Hervis, vowing to take out Alexa Bliss and go for the women's tag titles. We had Piper Niven going up against Alexa Bliss, one half of the tag team champions. Now, Piper took a cheap shot as Alexa was putting Lily the doll in the corner. We had Charlotte Flair on the outside to counteract Chelsea Green and Alba Fire. Piper did dominate a good portion of the match, but then Alexa was able to avoid the Vader bomb. Chelsea Green interfered, but Charlotte knocked her off the apron, and then Alba Fire was knocked off the apron by Alexa. And then Alexa managed to, despite the interference, pin Piper Niven with the roll-up. So I guess Secret Hervis not getting a title match in the immediate future, but they still may end up with a match anyways. We'll see what happens. Match was okay. Very standard, though. We had a post-match attack, and Charlotte got in the mix, but they were outnumbered. And like I said, they'll probably still get their match despite losing this one. Now, backstage, Jade Cargill said she wanted a rematch with women's champion Tiffany Stratton, but Nia Jax showed up and said she wanted one as well. She wants one more match with Tiffany Stratton, like Christian. One more match. but I have a feeling Jade will beat Nia and get one more match with Tiffany. I don't think they announced anything yet for Jade and Nia, but that seems to be the direction. I would be shocked if it's Tiffany versus Nia Jax again. Our next match was Melo Don't Miz and Carmelo Hayes going up against Fraxiom. Pretty good match here. Maybe the best match on SmackDown this week. Wyatt Six were in the crowd. Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis. Miz was getting beat up pretty bad, so he tagged out to Melo. Fraxiom did their dive train, and then Melo was able to slow the pace down for a while. Frazier then got the hot tag, built up momentum. He did a springboard Spanish fly. Then Axiom tagged in, came off the top with the Spanish fly of his own. And then Frazier did the Phoenix Splash. Miz broke up the pin. Miz then took out Axiom with a DDT on the apron. Melo went for nothing but net on Frazier, but Miz tagged himself in, stole the pin with the skull-crushing finale. The storyline is picking steam up again. It's getting interesting after Miz was gone for a few weeks. Apparently, there were carry and cross chants on this show, which I did not notice. So if there were chants, they were very low volume compared to the overall noise in the arena. I didn't notice it, but people on social media were saying there were "We Want cross chants." If there were, they were light because I didn't pick up on them. We had an announcement that there is no medical update on Cody Rhodes. More on that in just a second. Backstage, Kiana James offered her business card to Tiffany Stratton to join up with her and United States champion Julia. However, Tiffany turned it down, said she's already the champion. She doesn't need them. She doesn't need backup. And Kiana warned that if Tiffany isn't with them, she's against them. And then Michin showed up and told Kiana James that she has Julia next. I don't really care about Julia versus Michin. I say give us Julia versus Tiffany at this point. Let's do something different. They did announce that women's champion Naomi, Raw women's champion Naomi, will be on Raw to make an announcement to fans, which sounds like she's dropping the title, but we'll see what happens. A lot of speculation about Naomi, what is going on with her. Looks like we will find out this coming Monday on Raw. We had the MFTs backstage confronting the Street Profits, and they said that the Profits will have to run through them if they ever want to get another opportunity at the tag team titles. We then had the Street Profits versus DIY. Back and forth match here. The Profits went for their blockbuster move. However, Candice LeRae interfered, sending B-Fab into the steel steps. And then Candice attacked Ford while the referee was distracted. B-Fab got her payback on Candice. Montez Ford hit the knee strike. Dawkins did the low down, and then Ford came off the top with the frog splash, got the 1-2-3 victory. It was a solid match. Good match here with them. Profits win. I hate their music. Drew McIntyre came to the ring for an interview to discuss his actions when he beat up Cody Rhodes and gave him the Claymore into the announce desk last week. McIntyre showed the footage, and he was curious about why they haven't given an update on Cody. He wondered if management was hiding something. He said he feels sorry for Cody. McIntyre brought up how he was Cody 5 years ago, but then he evolved and he earned the WWE Championship. And he said that Cody Rhodes is nothing without the championship. McIntyre said it was Cody that attacked him on SmackDown and was going to put him through the table. McIntyre brought up how Cody cleared the table. McIntyre said he was just defending himself, and he said if he gets provoked, he becomes the real nightmare. I enjoyed this promo from Drew McIntyre. McIntyre always seems to be one of the highlights, and I like his mic work because he comes off like a guy that has legitimate reasons for his actions, and his dialogue feels natural, doesn't feel scripted, feels like it's coming from the heart, but he still has that tone that makes him come off as unlikable as a character, but he still has some justification for his actions. I thought this was a well-done promo from McIntyre. We then had a backstage segment where Carmelo Hayes was with Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis was speaking with Motor City Machine Guns. Melo wanted a U.S. title match, but Miz said that Melo Don't Miz, they want the tag titles. And Motor City Machine Guns questioned the Miz's motives. Miz called them the Motor City Squirt Guns. He should call them the Motor Shitty Machine Guns at some point if they really want to push the envelope. And then the Machine Guns responded by questioning, is Carmelo him or his? Referring to Melo answering to the Miz. And then Nick Aldis set up a tag team match for next week's show. Then backstage, R-Truth, he talked about his childhood hero, John Cena, being back. He's so happy. Aleister Black confronted Truth and challenged him to a match for next week's show. We then had our main event of the evening. And by the way, I don't care about the R-Truth stuff, so whatever. We had Jimmy Uso. We had Jacob Fatu and Sami Zayn against the MFTs. Backstage, Jacob Fatu told Sami Zayn to stay out of his way. And early on in the match, Tala Tonga, who was not officially in it, gave Sami Zayn a big boot to give the MFTs the advantage. Fatu tagged in after the commercial break. He came off the top with a swanton attempt, but Tonga Loa got his knees up, and then Solo came in, did the big splash. Fatu kicked out of that. Sami Zayn was back in, hit the Blue Thunder Bomb to Solo, but JC Mateo broke up the pin. Things broke down. Sami Zayn avoided the Samoan spike and hit the Haluva kick, got the 1-2-3 victory, and Solo loses again. Solo Sikoa, the United States champion, has to be one of the worst booked champions in recent memory. Like, really? Can he ever get a win? And come on, you have JC Mateo in there. You have Tonga Loa in there. One of those guys couldn't have taken the fall in this. Instead, you make your champion look weaker than he already was. I don't know. I figured the good guys would win this one, but I wasn't expecting Solo to lose again. They're really booking him like a joke, I have to say. And the main event was all right, but no cliffhanger. That was it. They did announce John Cena for next week. This show was another throwaway filler show. It did have some good wrestling. The tag matches were pretty solid, but nothing too memorable. Again, average show, kind of mid. I give it 5 out of 10. It was fine, but certainly not that captivating for me. I feel like WWE TV has definitely taken a bit of a fall in recent weeks. Next week, they're going to be overseas in Europe, and I'm hopeful that things will pick up and it'll be a good show. But like I said on the previous stream, I feel like with football season coming up, things are going to be slow until we get to Survivor Series. Maybe when Brock Lesnar's back, although I'm just going to say this now. I'm going on record. They need to come up with something different than just John Cena and Brock Lesnar in a contract signing or a pull-apart brawl. I know they did a Cena and Lesnar pull-apart brawl over a decade ago. They do not need to rehash that or do a contract signing. I hope they don't do either of those things for their match. Just throwing that out there right now. Anyways, not much else to say about SmackDown. Monday should be interesting with Naomi's announcement, and we might have some more build for Clash in Paris. But I'm just waiting for Brock Lesnar to return at this point because everything else just feels like filler right now. And I wish I was more excited for Clash in Paris than I am. But they still have a few shows left, so there is time to hype up the show. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up on the No DQ YouTube channel. Have a great weekend, everyone. Say yes to NoDQ.com, and I will see you all next time.